Picture this. You're stranded on a sinking boat in the middle of a raging storm. Waves 30 feet high, crashing over the deck. Wind screaming at 70 miles per hour. The ocean is black, the rain is blinding, and hope is fading fast. Then you hear it. A sound cutting through the chaos. The distinctive whop, whop, whop of rotor blades. And suddenly, hovering above you in conditions that would ground almost any other aircraft, is a bright orange guardian angel, the MH-65 Dolphin. And what this machine can do in the next few minutes will blow your mind. The Coast Guard calls it the Dolphin. Rescue swimmers call it their lifeline. Engineers call it a masterpiece of French and American innovation. But if you've ever been pulled from certain death by one of these incredible helicopters, you probably call it a miracle. Today, we're diving deep into why the MH-65 Dolphin isn't just another helicopter. It's quite possibly the most capable short-range rescue helicopter ever built. Let's start with something that'll make you realize just how insane this aircraft really is. The Dolphin can hover in conditions that would make experienced pilots turn back. We're talking about winds up to 60 knots. That's nearly 70 miles per hour. Imagine trying to keep a car steady while someone's pushing it sideways at highway speeds. Now imagine doing that in 3 dimensions. At night, over an angry ocean, with lives depending on your precision. That's just a Tuesday for Dolphin pilots. But here's where it gets really interesting. This helicopter doesn't just survive extreme conditions, it thrives in them. The airframe can handle positive G-forces of 3.5 and negative G-forces of 0.5. What does that mean in English? It means this bird can perform maneuvers that would tear apart lesser machines. It can dive, climb, bank, and pivot with an agility that seems impossible for something weighing over 9,000 pounds fully loaded. Speaking of weight, let's talk about what this beast can carry. The maximum gross weight is 9,480 pounds. But here's the kicker. Despite being relatively compact, with a length of just 44 feet and a rotor diameter of 39 feet, the Dolphin can carry 6 survivors, plus a crew of 4. That's 10 people total, in a storm, at night, over open ocean. Think about that for a second. The heart of this machine is a pair of Ariel 1C 2 turboshaft engines. Now, I know what you're thinking. Turboshaft sounds complicated, but here's what you need to know. Each of these engines produces 739 shaft horsepower. Combined, that's over 1,400 horses spinning that rotor at 385 revolutions per minute. That kind of power gives the Dolphin a maximum speed of 165 knots. That's about 190 miles per hour, fast enough to reach someone in trouble before it's too late. Because in rescue operations, every second counts. But speed means nothing if you can't get where you need to go. The Dolphin has a range of 300 nautical miles. That's roughly 345 regular miles. Add in a flight endurance of up to 3 hours, and you've got a helicopter that can reach far offshore, perform a complex rescue, and make it back with fuel to spare. And if things get dicey, this aircraft can stay airborne for an additional 45 minutes on reserve fuel. That's the difference between a successful rescue and a tragedy. Now, let's talk about technology that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. The Dolphin features a computerized flight management system that would make most modern airliners jealous. We're talking full autopilot capability, automatic hover, coupled approaches. This thing can practically fly itself. But here's why that matters. When you're trying to save someone's life in a hurricane, the last thing you want is to be fighting the controls. The automation handles the flying. The crew handles the rescue. It's beautiful division of labor that saves lives. And the avionics? They're absolutely cutting edge. The Dolphin is equipped with a weather radar that can see through storms and help pilots find the safest path. Night vision compatible cockpit lighting means crews can operate in complete darkness. Forward-looking infrared, or FLIR for short, lets them spot people in the water even when visibility is 0. Imagine seeing heat signatures through fog, rain, and darkness. That's not just technology, that's a superpower. But here's something most people don't know about the Dolphin. This helicopter is ridiculously maneuverable. The fenestron tail rotor, that's the fancy term for the enclosed, fan-style tail rotor, gives it exceptional control. Unlike conventional tail rotors that stick out vulnerably, the fenestron is protected inside the tail boom. This design makes the Dolphin quieter, safer around ground crew, and incredibly responsive. Pilots can spin this thing on a dime. They can side-slip. They can pedal turn. They can hold position in winds that would send other helicopters tumbling. Let's talk about the rescue hoist, because this is where the Dolphin really shows its genius. The hoist can lift 600 pounds. That's enough for 2 full-grown adults plus equipment. It extends 200 feet. Picture a cable the length of a 20-story building being lowered from a hovering helicopter in a storm. And here's the crazy part. The hoist operator can control it with precision, measured in inches. They can stop it, reverse it, speed it up, slow it down, all while the helicopter is being tossed around by the wind. The skill involved is absolutely mind-blowing. Now imagine you're the rescue swimmer. You've just been lowered 200 feet into angry seas. You've secured a survivor. You've given the signal. And now that same hoist is pulling you both back up through rain, spray, and rotor wash. The Dolphin stays rock steady. The pilots are compensating for every gust of wind. The flight mechanic is coaching you up. Everyone is working as one perfectly synchronized unit. And within minutes, you're back inside the helicopter. The survivor is safe. And the Dolphin is already heading to the next person who needs help. But the capabilities don't stop at rescue operations. The MH-65 Dolphin is also used for law enforcement, drug interdiction, port security, search and recovery, ice operations, and maritime patrol. This versatility makes it one of the most valuable tools in the Coast Guard's arsenal. One day, it's pulling fishermen off a sinking trawler. The next day, it's chasing down smugglers. The day after that, it's conducting a medical evacuation from an oil rig 100 miles offshore. Let's get into some details that really showcase the engineering brilliance. The main rotor is a 4-bladed system made from composite materials. These aren't just any blades. They're designed to be incredibly strong yet flexible. They can handle the stress of aggressive maneuvers. They can cope with icing conditions. And they're relatively quiet compared to older designs. That matters when you're hovering over a neighborhood at 3 in the morning, trying not to wake up an entire city while saving one person. The landing gear is fully retractable. Why does that matter? Aerodynamics. When the gear is up, the Dolphin slips through the air with less resistance. That means better fuel economy, higher top speed, extended range. Every little advantage counts when you're operating at the edge of the envelope. And speaking of the envelope, the Dolphin can operate from sea level all the way up to an altitude of 13,100 feet. From beach rescues to mountain evacuations, this helicopter has you covered. Here's something that'll make you appreciate the attention to detail. The Dolphin is equipped with emergency flotation gear. 4 inflatable bags that deploy if the helicopter has to ditch in the water. These aren't little party balloons. These are heavy-duty flotation systems designed to keep a 9,000-pound helicopter upright and floating long enough for the crew to evacuate safely. It's the kind of redundancy that demonstrates how seriously the designers took crew survivability. The cockpit is designed for 2 pilots sitting side by side. Full dual controls. Both pilots can fly the aircraft. Both can operate the systems. If one pilot becomes incapacitated, the other can complete the mission solo. The visibility is exceptional, with large windows that give pilots a clear view in all directions. When you're hovering over a boat or positioning for a hoist, being able to see exactly where your helicopter is in relation to obstacles can be the difference between success and disaster. Now, let's talk about maintenance, because even the best helicopter is useless if it's not reliable. The Dolphin was designed with maintainability in mind. Easy access panels, modular components, systems that can be serviced quickly and efficiently. The Coast Guard operates these helicopters in some of the harshest environments imaginable. Salt spray, extreme temperatures, constant vibration, and yet, Dolphins maintain impressive readiness rates. They're available when needed because the maintenance crews can keep them flying. But perhaps the most impressive thing about the MH-65 Dolphin isn't any single capability. It's how everything works together. The power, the range, the avionics, the hoist, the maneuverability, the reliability. Take any one of these elements away and you'd still have a good helicopter. But put them all together and you have something truly special. You have a machine that can go places other helicopters can't, do things other helicopters won't, save people other helicopters would have to leave behind. Since entering service with the Coast Guard in the 1980s, Dolphins have saved thousands of lives. Literally thousands. From hurricane evacuations to sinking vessels. From medical emergencies to cliff rescues. Every single one of those saves represents a family that got to stay together. A child who didn't lose a parent who didn't lose a child. Those aren't just statistics. Those are real people who are alive today because this helicopter and its crews were ready when called. The crews who fly these missions will tell you that the Dolphin is more than just a tool. It's a trusted partner. It's the machine that brings them home safely after they've brought someone else home safely. They trust it with their lives every single time they strap in. And mission after mission, year after year, the Dolphin earns that trust. So the next time you see one of these bright orange helicopters flying overhead, remember what you've just learned. That's not just a helicopter. That's a flying intensive care unit, a search and rescue platform, a law enforcement asset, and most importantly, it's hope with rotor blades. It's the sound that means help has arrived. It's the machine that turns impossible rescues into routine operations. The MH-65 Dolphin represents the pinnacle of rescue helicopter design. It combines European engineering excellence with American operational requirements. It's been tested in every condition imaginable and proven itself time and time again. From the icy waters of Alaska to the warm currents of the Caribbean, from calm summer days to Category 5 hurricanes, the Dolphin is always ready, always capable, always there when someone's worst day needs to become their luckiest day. And that's the real magic of the MH-65 Dolphin. It's not just about the impressive specifications or the advanced technology. It's about what all of that capability means for the people who need help. It means that when you're in trouble, when you're scared, when you think there's no way out, this incredible machine and its even more incredible crew are coming for you. And they're not going to stop until you're safe.